well. I'm doing really well, and I hope you're blessed in this lifetime, and I'm blessed as well. So today I wanted to speak on breaking up with someone. I know it's hard to break up with people because of one, attachment, ego, and the time that was put into a relationship. So to give all those things up is just hard to do, especially when there's attachment there and you care so deeply about this person. But when it's your time to go and it no longer aligns with you, you have to let it go, or else you will stay in the same place forever. And there's this woman, she said, if you don't make the change, you will have the same year over and over. And that really speaks to me, because I feel like a lot of women and men have wasted so much time in relationships because they're afraid to make the change. You know, they're afraid to upset someone, or they're afraid to not have that person anymore in their lives. But what we don't realize is that sometimes losing that person could be the best thing in your life. You know, no matter how hard it is, no matter, even if it's a marriage, yes, I think that you should work it out until you know, really say, hey, this is not for us. Because I do believe that people are in our lives to teach us lessons, and I do believe that people are in our lives to be a catalyst for growth, you know. So I feel like you should never look at anything as a waste of time or as you're throwing it away. Instead, you should look at it as a period of a lesson. You know, I think of life as like a big schoolroom. We learn every single day from people, from strangers, from, you know what I mean? So I feel like if you have to leave someone or break up with someone, don't look at it as a loss. Yet look at it as how you can be better in your next relationship, or better to yourself, or better to a different person. And never think of anything as a loss in your life. I think our biggest thing that us as women need to work on is the attachment and upsetting someone. And I feel like men have to work on the fact that actually they need to work on the same thing, upsetting their partner. Because I feel like a man will stay in a relationship because they're afraid to upset that person, they're afraid to hurt somebody. And I think that's, you know, with all of us, men and women, we're afraid to hurt the other person, but we're no longer happy, you know. I feel like we sacrifice so much of ourselves for another person's happiness. And it's not easy to break up with somebody who you've been with for years, and you've let them around your family. You have intertwined energies with this person. I feel like it's very hard to break up, but I think that if you're on the verge of thinking like, should I stay with this person? Should I stay with this person? You know, I think that the things that you need to be asking yourself is, have I lost myself since I've been with this person? Am I happy since I've been with this person? Am I being taken care of? Are they an asset in my life? You know, what do they do for me? You know, I think that you have to ask those questions. And if the answers are not the most positive, that should be enough for you to want to make change. And if you're afraid that, oh, this person will never be in my life again, or I'm gonna miss out on them, if it's meant to be, it'll be. And I have seen men change for the women that they want. You know, a woman cannot fix a man, please understand that. And a man cannot fix a woman. You know, we all have to fix ourselves individually. It's not for you to deplete yourself. It's not for you to deplete your energy and power up somebody else. You know, I feel like everybody has been in a relationship where they have lost themselves and gave all their energy to one person while they're depleted. And I have been in many relationships like that without even realizing, like, hey, my spark is fading, my energy is just gone, I don't have the passion anymore, you know. And I feel like Everybody deserves somebody who chooses them every single day. And where it's not a battleground, your relationship is literally supposed to be sacred. It's a union of partnership, an agreement of partnership. Like, I am here for you, you're here for me. We're here to experience this journey of life together. And it's supposed to be a positive thing. It's supposed to be an enlightenment. It's supposed to be a journey where both of you guys feel a awakening. And I feel like a lot of people in relationships, one of them awakens and the other does not. What that basically means is that one of us one person in the relationship grows and the other one does not grow. And what I mean by that is, okay, let's say like you're in a relationship and this person still wants to smoke all day, drink all day, and you're like, no, I want to get my life together. I don't want to drink anymore. I don't want to smoke anymore. So I feel like that right there, there's some type of, space in between you guys now. I feel like growth and somebody who's not growing, there's this space, and that space becomes filled up with animosity and anger and misunderstanding, and I feel like once that happens, the relationship just goes south because one person wants better and the other thinks that there's nothing wrong, with the relationship, and don't ever feel like maybe this person won't be back with you or you're going to miss out on this person. If you do miss out on them, it wasn't meant to be. But if he truly loves you or she truly loves you, she will change with you. She will align with you. It may take time, but don't worry about the time that you guys are both apart. Use that time to build yourself. Use that time to really establish what are your boundaries. What do you want in your next relationship, or what do you want when you guys reconcile? When you guys get your second chance together, what do you want to be different? I feel like you really need to focus on you and what you want in your time of healing after you break up with someone. And I feel like a lot of people are just so strung out on, what do I say to the person, or if I say this it's gonna hurt them, or if I do this it's gonna hurt them. No matter what, somebody's gonna be hurt, so I feel like be honest. If he's hurt, at least you were honest about it. And if he's hurt, he can respect that you were honest. Say that you don't feel aligned anymore. Say like you want to do this for yourself. You want to better yourself. And if they're like, oh, I am gonna change, understand that most likely if you say okay, they will not change. I feel like you need to see them make that change before you say, okay, let's continue the relationship. I feel like you need to actively see actions that this person is changing for the better. They're changing to be aligned with you. They're changing to grow with you. Don't just automatically say, okay, because that just means that I haven't even changed yet and she took me back. So why change? You know what I mean? I feel like it's just another cycle. Break toxic cycles in your relationship, and if you do want to stay with this person, I feel like people may say this is so corny or whatever, but really do couple exercises that'll allow you guys to get to know each other again. Do new things. Don't keep yourself in a everyday type of routine. Be different. Really make time for each other. Really, work on the relationship if this is who you want to be with. But if this person is not who you want to be with, be utterly unapologetically ruthless. Now that doesn't mean be mean to him or her. No, what that means is be ruthless for yourself. That means do not budge if they're crying. Do not budge if they're upset or you hurt them or they're yelling at you or screaming at you, whatever the case may be. Make better decisions for yourself. Make a decision for yourself that benefits you and stand on it. If you feel that you not being in a relationship with this person, stand on it. Do not let him, her try to change your mind because they're upset and you don't want to see them upset. You know what I mean? And don't break up with somebody over a text message. Be face to face when you break up with someone, and be honest. Say, I love you so much, I want to be with you, but I'm just growing this way, you know, and I want to just explore more. And I know that you don't want to do those things, you know, and if it's meant to be, we will be together. I'm not saying I hate you, I never want to speak to you. All breakups don't need to be mean or end on bad terms, you know. I feel like do what's best for you unapologetically. You know, don't be afraid to make better decisions for you, because you lay down at nighttime by yourself. You know what you feel. You're the only one who can feel your emotions. And in this lifetime, nobody should be miserable because they're afraid to upset somebody, or they're afraid of what's on the other side of breaking up with someone. Don't be afraid to break up with them because you feel like maybe you won't be able to find somebody else, or you won't. No, once you use that time to heal and you're so in love with yourself, you could care less whether a man pops in or a woman pops in or not. You are fulfilled within yourself. And I promise you, you won't even have to go look for it. It'll just come to you. Men, women will just flock to you when your vibrations are high. You know, I feel like don't be in a low vibrational relationship just for attachment and ego, and because you guys had spent so much time with each other, you know, and your families love each other. And if you feel like, oh, you know, what will their parents say or whatever, talk to their parents, you know, be honest with anybody involved or whoever you're afraid to hurt, you know, but mostly it's a relationship between you and him and her and you know what I mean? So just don't be afraid to hurt people, and don't be afraid to do what's best for you. Be ruthless yet soft. And I saw this meme and it spoke to me, because that's the era that I have been in for like a year. Like, I am so ruthless when it comes to me. If anything interrupts my peace, it has to go. I don't care if we're married or not. If you are depleting me, if you are hurting me, you're abusing me, or you're not being the man or woman I need you to be, you cannot be near me, because I refuse to live in a life. I refuse to live depressed again. I refuse to compromise my own happiness for somebody else's. I refuse to cry at nighttime because I can't tell you how I feel. You know, I refuse to cry every single day because you can't get your stuff right. You know, I refuse to just be depleted and give my energy to someone else and give all my power to somebody else. You know, so don't be afraid to have those uncomfortable breakup talks. Breakups are doors to open up something new. And I told you that most people upgrade and grow after the breakup. There's this couple on TikTok. Her name is Brene, and she was with a guy named Devin. And when Devin was but Brene cheated with a close friend, Tim, and left Devon for Tim. Now, after Devon got rid of Brene, after they broke up with each other, Devon blew up, like had a whole glow up. Okay, he is much healthier, he lost weight, he looks good. And Tim also, he had a wife, her name was Akira. Akira also had a glow up after, you know, dropping that weight. You know, she looked good, baby, she looks, but you know what I mean? And look at Brene and Tim. She's not with somebody who doesn't even treat her half as good as Tim. You know what I mean? So I'm just saying, like, after a breakup, most of the time you glow up because you worked on yourself. You know, you turn that pain into strength. And it's not your job to fix somebody. It's not your job to suffer because of what somebody else may go through if you leave them. You know, everybody has to be self-sufficient within themselves before you can have a healthy relationship, you know, with someone. You know, you have to be fulfilled in yourself if you want to be fulfilled in a partnership. Because if one person is fulfilled, the other one is just going to drain the other one. You know, so I just feel like it has to be equal. It has to be aligned. So don't be afraid to have that talk. Do not be afraid to let go. Let them go. Friends too. If you need to break up with a friend, let them go. You know, if they don't align with you, I know you've been friends with them since like elementary school, whatever the case may be, but if they are not making choices to better themselves, and if they're making choices where you feel hurt you as well, or they don't align with you, let it go. Do not be afraid to let anybody go. So remember, be ruthless yet soft with yourself. Have those uncomfortable talks. You know, don't suffer because you're afraid to hurt somebody. So yes, so let's see what our prayer cards have to say. I think I'm just going to do one. You are my hiding place and my shield. I hope in your word. Get closer with God in between your healing time is also something I advise you to do. Get closer to your higher spirit. Get closer to your whoever you believe in, you know, whoever you worship, you know. Get closer to them, and I promise you, you will gain so much more clarity. You will reinvent yourself after that breakup and after that clarity steps in. So that's all I wanted to talk about, guys, and I hope you continue to do well, and I hope you stay blessed. Bye.